Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at quite a few star powers which I think you should not be wasting your coins on. So I thought I'd do another video like this because my gadget one seemed to do pretty well, and I know the lack of coins right now in the Brawl Stars economy, it's really hurting a lot of people, especially the free-to-play players. Me myself, I've got a few accounts that I have a free-to-play, and I just feel like I can't upgrade anyone's. So coins feel really scarce right now, so making sure you're buying the right star powers and ones that actually needed, and these ones you should never ever buy. So before we jump into it, make sure you use the create code, that'd be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so starting the video off with Rosa's star power called Thorny Gloves. So Thorny Gloves, you get an extra 220 damage per punch when you're in your Super Rosa. There's a couple of problems with this star power. The main one being is a lot of times it can take a long time to get your Super with Rosa, especially in the more competitive maps. So that's why I really like the healing star power. It really allows you to push up well with her, and also the Super doesn't last that long, so you don't actually get too much value. A lot of times you might be low on ammo as well when you do pop the Super, so I feel like this star power isn't the best. Maybe increasing its damage by about 40 per punch might make it a little bit better. Okay, so next up we have Dino Jump. So Dino Jump I wouldn't recommend even before Dynamite's buff. If you guys are unaware, you can't really double jump right now. It's really hard to actually perform a double jump, but anyways, I thought this star power wasn't the best before. Like, it was only really used for fun, but now you literally can't double jump, so there's really no point of using Dino Jump. The other star power gives you the ability to one-shot a lot of brawlers, and this one, until maybe they actually rework the Dino Jump so you can double jump, is completely useless. So next up we have Gus's first star power called Health Bonanza. So with this star power you get additional 100% healing with the Ghost. So this sounds okay, like going from 1200 healing, 2400 healing. Seems decent value, but there's a couple of problems with this star power. The main one being that Gus's best build right now, the main reason why you don't see many ghosts on the field is because you basically pop your gadget straight away once there's a ghost on top of an enemy, right? It allows you to get so many kills with Gus, and the first star power just means that you rarely, if any, like pick up any ghosts throughout the whole match. So that just means the star power is basically useless, right? So maybe if the other gadget gets nerfed, the star power might be actually useful, but right now there's 0 point in using it. So now moving on to another useless star power, we have Mama's Hook. So the only use for it is probably on the ticketed game modes, but you could easily get your tokens with any build really with Pam. But anyways, this star power is pretty much useless. Only 48 healing per bullet you hit, which isn't really anything, especially when the other star power, it really allows you to push up and be aggressive. This one just offers like no value. 48 healing, especially since brawlers have gone to power 11, it just does nothing. You rarely even see any benefits to this star power. Okay, so next up we have Frank's star power called Power Grab. So this star power is actually good in low trophies, but if you're looking for a more competitive star power, Sponge is used 100% of the time. I've never seen a Power Grab Frank in competitive, or I've never even seen a Frank in competitive. The main reason why I don't think it's actually a good star power is that you rarely get kills with Frank most of the time. Like, a lot of times Frank's usefulness will come like a couple of times a game, like maybe on Brawl, open up the goal and score. So I just feel like the best thing about Frank is his pure HP to have a big presence, and you're not really going to get a lot of kills, and even when you do get a kill, they'll see you glowing and just stay away from you. So next up we have Grom's star power called Foot Patrol. So ever since it's been introduced, it's literally had 0 usage. It increases your movement speed when you have Super by 15%. Maybe you had a little bit more use out of it before when Grom was really OP, because you used to charge your Super really quickly, but now because it takes so long to charge your Super, but not only that, like, a lot of times you don't want to hold on to your Super, right? You want to use your Super as quickly as possible to then cycle it again, because that's one of the best things about Grom, the pure firepower from the Super. So for me, it's needed a rework literally since its introduction. Hopefully we'll see that soon. Okay, so next up we have Gray's star power called Fake Injury. So with this star power, I feel like you don't really get much use out of it. Maybe in knockout you might get a little bit of use out of it, but I'd rather just use the other one every single time. An extra 1000 healing can come in really clutch, especially for you and your teammates. If you constantly keep tripping over the teleport, gaining 1000 health every single time, it is pretty OP. But this one, I rarely see anyone use it, and a lot of the times I'm pretty weak with Gray. I'm not always fully healing up. I want to stay in the action with Gray. So next up we have Meg star power called Heavy Metal. So again, ever since this introduction, it's been absolutely terrible. I feel like they're really neglecting a lot of star powers. It'd be nice to have a choice between a lot of these, but Heavy Metal, never ever have I seen a use for it. The radius is terrible. 1500 damage really isn't the greatest as well, and the other star power just has one of the best value star powers in the game. So why would you ever consider the other one? But still, I feel like to get use out of his star power, you need to be insanely aggressive, and it's kind of counterintuitive. You don't really want to like be up close and personal when you fall out of your mech, just because, you know, Meg's normal form is terrible. So this star power just doesn't really make any sense. So next up we have Chester's star power called Sneak Peek. So this star power, you may feel like it sounds good, but for me, especially like before the Brawl came out, it sounded really good, but for me it just doesn't really make much sense. The other star power allows you to have 4 shots with 1 ammo, which is absolutely insane. You can just one-shot so many different brawlers, but for this one, of course, you only have that 3-shot sequence. But not only that, I just feel like you don't really need to see a super. As I've played Chester a lot now, I just feel like a lot of the times, you know, supers are pretty useful anyways when you're up close to them, so I don't think it really offers too much benefit for the Chester player. So next up we have Belle's star power called Grounded. So surprise, Grounded of course is on the list again. Ever since its introduction, it's had 0 use in competitive. It stops the reload from the opponents for 3 seconds. It really doesn't do anything. Again, compare it to a brawler like Otis. Otis stops literally everything. This just stops the reload, and a lot of times when you do super someone, they've probably got their full reload anyways. Like, it's very, very rare that you'll actually get any use of his star power, and I just can't believe this hasn't been reworked or buffed in any way. So next up we have Otis' star power called Stencil Glue. So with this star power, increases the super duration from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. So in theory, it sounds okay, but with this star power, you're removing his other star power, which hopefully will be baseline in the future, else this star power could be pretty strong. But basically, you're stopping him from having 4 shots per ammo to 3 shots. So it's such a huge nerf. Otis just feels absolutely terrible. With his star power, he probably is the worst brawler in the game, so really wouldn't recommend picking this one up. And moving on to the final star power you should never even consider picking up, it is Sam's star power called Remote Charge. So this star power I thought could actually be the better one when I did sneak peeks for Sam. Boy, was I completely wrong. The other star power is completely built around him. The playstyle just really suits him, and for this one it means you have to spend time alone from Sam's hammer. Like, I feel like it can have some kind of use sometimes. You know, you may like throw off your super into distance. You can charge it back a little bit, but still your gameplay completely revolves around your knuckles. So a bad Sam would a good Sam would never allow your knuckles to be really far away. So that's why this star power is just completely useless. Alright guys, it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. So these are all the star powers, which again, I would just see 0 use for it. You know, some star powers aren't really the best, but at least you can get some value out of it. Like, for example, you're probably wondering where the Surge star power is, but at least you can get value with it in Showdown, right? Like, this one is literally one of the best star powers in the game, but in Showdown it's pointless, so you may as well use to the max. So at least that has some value to it. These are star powers which I mentioned in the video, which again just never ever get used. They have 0 value, and I kind of wonder why they haven't kind of been reworked. You know, some of these star powers have been in the game for such a long time, like Meg's and Belle's, and haven't had any buffs or reworks. So, you know, sometime in the future I hope they finally get buffed so we can actually get a choice between 2 star powers. But here's hoping. Hey, so that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.